Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for my continued followers, I want to thank you. And I'm trying to bring you all interesting commentary and make sure that we utilize our five senses that God has given us to keep us safe and to make smart, sound decisions. So I did a previous video. Sometimes I like to have my videos to have a continuum to them where I can give different commentary on videos and issues that have some similarities. And one I recently did was about a man who was HIV positive, and he got caught having sexual misconduct or raping his girlfriend's daughter, and the mother caught him in the act, pulled a gun out, and called the police on him and got him arrested. And so he was not only cheating and abusing his girlfriend's daughter, but he was also HIV positive. And I think this took place in Oklahoma. Well, this one I got for you straight out of Atlanta, Georgia. A Conyers man accused of intentionally spreading HIV is facing new charges as a third victim comes forward. Rockdale County Sheriff's Office alleges Mr. Cleveland Brody knew his HIV positive status since 2006, but did not disclose it to his sexual partners. And I have a few caveats in this that I want you all to follow and listen to, and this is why I'm doing this video. In last July, investigators named two victims in the case. One even died after having undiagnosed and untreated HIV for 5 years, according to her medical records. Denise Brody, which is Cleveland's wife, died in April of 2022 because of her own husband's reckless conduct, prosecutors claim. More than a year after Denise Brody's death, police arrested her husband, Cleveland Brody, on July 8, 2023. The now 62-year-old suspect, 62, was charged with felony reckless conduct, HIV-infected person, knowingly spreading HIV. So he gave it to his wife, and then he gave it to his girlfriends while he was cheating on his wife. A judge denied Mr. Brody bond days later. Shortly after, police filed a second identical charge, saying a woman came forward claiming Mr. Brody also had unprotected sex with her without disclosing his status. The warrant explained the unprotected intercourse happened multiple times this past year. At that time, Rockdale County detectives suspected this could be a pattern of behavior. On September 5th, 2023, police issued a third warrant, a third one. The charging document states Cleveland Brody consciously disregarded unjustifiable risk by having sexual encounters with a woman as recently as last month. All three charges are felonies with a maximum prison time of 5 years per count. And then in August, the Rockdale County District Attorney's Office said it intends to seek murder charges. I want you all to pay very close attention. He's going to seek murder charges because remember, his wife died of HIV, full-blown AIDS. So the Rockdale County District Attorney's Office are seeking murder charges on behalf of his wife, Denise Brody. Denise Brody ultimately went undiagnosed and untreated for HIV because there was no reason to believe she had the virus. Having previously overcome a cancer diagnosis, her family thought, at the time, they thought that the cancer came back. According to her family, it wasn't until days before her death, as she was on a ventilator, that new doctors ran new tests and discovered Denise Brody had full-blown AIDS. Police believe there are other victims. So he's going to not only get charged with consciously giving these women HIV, but he also gave it to his wife, and then she ended up dying of full-blown AIDS. Now, what's weird about this situation is that he had it since 2006. I don't know how long he was married to Denise Brody, but you would think, and this is 2024, and this case started in 2023, that for 17 years, how did he hide his medications and keep that away from his wife? I thought it was by state law in every state that if you come out with a diagnosis of HIV, that they are supposed to contact the latest people that you've had a sexual encounter with, let alone your wife, the health department. There is a mandate for that for the safety of the community. So I'm still a little puzzled on how his wife was not aware of his status. But that being aside, say he kept it away from her. He was still wrong for intentionally giving it to her, and then she ended up dying of full-blown AIDS. Here again, and this is a man that did this to his wife and has done this to other women. The police believe there are other victims out there beside the other two. So there's like 3 or 4 women already, including his wife, that have gone to the police and said that this man has given them, exposed them to HIV. So it tells you the world is a very dangerous place. I mean, if you can't trust your spouse, your husband, your family members, I mean, what do you have left? I mean, first and foremost, your faith should be in God, Almighty God, and then subsequently your loved ones. And for Cleveland Brody to be 62 years old, he's way too old, for all of this felonious sex that he's having outside of his marriage at 62, and then to intentionally give it to his wife also. This is in Atlanta, Georgia. There's a lot of crazy things that are taking place out in the community and in our urban cities, but there's a lot of stuff that's taking place inside many of these people's homes. You just never know what folks are going through, let alone what their intent is. So it's always very important to vet the people that you're dealing with as much as you possibly can, and know that not always does that new person or relative or somebody that you've been around has your best intention at heart. This is a callous and a unconscionable behavior that this 62-year-old man, Cleveland Brody, has bestowed upon these women, including his wife. He is in jail, and they are talking about upping his charge from just feloniously and consciously giving these women or exposing them to HIV, but now they're talking about charging him for murder for the death of his wife, Denise Brody, who died of full-blown AIDS. Something to think about. We need to stay prayerful, and we need to be safe. The people you hang around, people you're around are a reflection of you. Sometimes you just don't know, but this is a sad commentary for a man to be in his 60s and to be intentionally exposing women to HIV, straight out of Atlanta. Thank you for listening to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in a positive, righteous, and God-fearing way.